Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends, from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have done a series of planets from each other and how the planetary placement from each other works out certain results in the horoscope and in our lives. We have done, for example, Jupiter from Saturn, we have done Venus from Rahu, and what each of these placements from the other planet respective to their placement throws out results, which means planetary placements from each other has a lot of bearing on our lives, on our horoscopes as well. But what is the sum total of all the energies of all the planetary placements from each other? It is a humongous task to calculate from each of the planetary placement how it is placed from the other and then arrive at an overall energy. The simplest of the mechanisms to arrive at a sum total of the driving energy of the horoscope and hence our life is to see what is the overall energy basis the placements of planets from the sun, because sun is also the soul, it represents the soul. So in any horoscope you see where the sun is placed, and from the sun where are all the planetary placements, and then from they calculate versus basis that placement what is the overall energy. Say for example, if you have a Aries ascendant and you have sun in the second house in Taurus, moon is in Cancer in the fourth house, and then you have Rahu in the fifth house in Leo, and Venus is in the sixth house in Virgo, and Saturn is in the seventh house in Libra, and so on. So here, because we are seeing the sum total of energies from the sun, so rather than taking the Aries Lagna, you convert the sign where sun is placed into the Lagna. So here sun placed in Taurus, so Taurus becomes the Lagna, and from here you take all the planetary placements. Because moon is in the Cancer sign, so now with Taurus as the Lagna, moon goes into the third house. Rahu being in the Leo sign, now Rahu goes into the fourth house for a Taurus ascendant native. If Rahu is in the fourth house, then Ketu automatically gets into the 10th house. Then Venus gets into the fifth house, Saturn gets into the sixth house. And say, because Ketu is anyways in the 10th house, say Mars is in the 11th house in Pisces and Jupiter is in the 12th house in the Aries sign. And Mercury, by virtue of being closest to the sun, it is generally in the same house as that of the sun, or maybe one house before or after. So let's assume for this particular example that we are taking, that moon and sun, that Mercury and sun are in the same house in the Lagna in the first house. So then how do we see the placements from the sun? Mercury is placed in the same house as the sun, so for Mercury you take the number 1 because it is placed in the first house from the sun or in the house of the sun, so you take the number 1. Moon is in Cancer, which means for a Taurus ascendant native, moon gets into the third house. So moon becomes third house from the sun, so the number 3 is representative of the moon's energies. Rahu is in the fourth house in Leo, so 4 number represents Rahu. Venus is in the fifth house, so 5. Saturn is in the sixth house in Libra, so number 6. Ketu is in the 10th house, so 10. Mars is in the 11th house, number 11, and Jupiter is in the 12th house, so number 12 as the driving energy for Jupiter. When you add up all the energies of all the sums of all the numbers, Mercury number 1, moon is 3, Rahu is 4, Venus is 5, Saturn is 6, Ketu is 10, Mars is 11, and Jupiter is 12. And when you add up all the numbers, you get the number 47. So because 47 is the number total energy, you add up the energies. Now there is a rule to either you adding up the energies once or twice. That means you add 4 and 7 together to arrive at number 11, and again you add 1 and 1 together to arrive at number 2. The simple rule is that if the first number, when you have the total 47, the first number is 4 and the second number is 7. If the first number is smaller than the second number, then you add those numbers only once, which means you add 4 and 7 together only once. So 4 plus 7 is 11. So 11 is the sum total of all energies. However, if you add the number 74, then you would add the numbers twice. which means you have 7 and 4, so you add 7 and 4 together, you get 11. Then you add the number 1 and 1 in the number 11 together to arrive at number 2, and then true number becomes the overall energy or the driving force of the horoscope and of our lives. So that is the simple rule. Why do we add once or twice maximum? We add once because the focal energies of all the planetary entities is either 2 focal points, where if all the planets are placed with Rahu, because Rahu and Ketu can never be in the same houses, so at least they will be in 2 focal points. So one is that one focal point will always be with Rahu and Ketu in 2 houses, and say all the planets are either with Rahu or Ketu. That is one focal point. The other focal points are where planets are scattered away from Rahu and Ketu. So if the first number in the sum total, if it's a number where the first digit is smaller than the next number, you add them only once. But if the first number is larger than the second number, then you add them twice. Say for example, if you're 28, then you add 2 and 8 together, then you get number 10. So that is the final total sum energy of all the numbers put together. However, if it's 82, then 8 plus 2 is 10, and then you add 1 and 0 again to arrive at the number 1. So that should be kept in mind. However, only when if in spite of adding ones, you are getting a number larger than 12, because there are only 12 planetary placements from each other. If you are getting a number larger than 12, when you add them first together, if the first number is smaller than the next number, you add them only once. But if you get a larger number than 12, then you add them again. However, if the first number is larger than the second number and you are adding them twice, then you stop. After adding twice, you stop and you don't add them further. So that is the rule. Here in the example that we gave, the sum total was 47. So you add 4 and 7 together, you get the number 11, which is lesser than 12. So you keep that as the sum total of all the planetary energies put together. Now what does this mean? Each of the number represents a certain energy that is the driving energy of the life and of the person. If it's the number 1 that you end up with, number 1 means that it is the representative of a goal-oriented life, a purposeful life. So here a person has to take at least one purpose in life and then use that purpose to propel your energies, move forward in life. If you are living your life by default rather than design, then you will find internally there will always be this question for you that why am I not feeling contentment? Why am I not feeling the satisfaction? Sometimes you may have all the materialistic pleasures, yet you may not feel contented from inside. The reason could be that you have the one energy and you are not leading a life of purpose. There is no goal in life. You are just earning money and chasing materialism, and you are leading your life by default rather than keeping one purpose in life and making that as the sole purpose. If the number 2 is the overall energy of the driving force of the horoscope, then of course chasing livelihood, chasing savings. However, leading your life with principles and values and family values becomes the most important element of the driving force for your life, and helping others earn their livelihood, helping others stand up on their feet is this driving force in your horoscope, in your life. If the number 3 you end up with as the sum total, then number 3 is about taking care of immediate neighborhood, immediate people around you, in the surroundings, and taking care of siblings also. And third house is also the house of effort. So a life full of effort, however a life of self-enterprise. You become a self-made person, whether you are in service or in business, though this leans more towards business, self-enterprise. However, this is more of a self-made man. So don't depend too much on others, don't depend too much on help from others. Keep this in mind that overall energy is the number 3. So you will be on your own most of the time, and your efforts will bear fruit for you rather than depending on somebody else. And then market yourself well, brand yourself well, and be able to work on your communication, which is your driving force. If the number 4 is your sum total of the driving force, then nurturing others, supporting others, taking care of others, and helping others to also find the mental satisfaction, the domestic satisfaction, is the main important driving force for your life and for the horoscope. And so as much as you can help others, nurture others, and make that as your life force, you will be able to see that the contentment will come. You will also be able to get more materialistic prosperity also and abundance in your life. If number 5 is the driving force in your life, then do something that appeals to your heart. Do something that you like. Maybe convert your hobbies into a vocation or your career, or do something related to arts, singing, dancing, whatever you feel like, whatever your heart's desire is. Always do something which your heart appeals, which you like to do, which you love to do. Only then you will get success, and that will be the driving force of your life. And raise children who can be good citizens and who will then take your legacy forward. If number 6 is the driving force of the horoscope, a life of service, life of helping and dedicating your life to the service of humankind, overcoming obstacles and challenges on the way, yet keeping to the task of serving humanity, serving others, and keeping things in your stride is the energy. If 6 is the driving force in your horoscope. If the number 7 is the driving energy of the horoscope, then using relationships, using partnerships, working on the ability to work with others on a day-to-day basis, working on the ability to work with team members, working on the ability to work with partners and your spouse, and the Grihastha ashram is the driving force behind your life. And so ensure that you are able to take care of partnership, the people who you work with, and your relationships, and use relationships to further your goals, further the purpose in your life. If 8 is the number of the overall energy or driving force of your life, then you will face a lot of challenges and tribulations, obstacles also, but helping others face their obstacles, their upheavals, their challenges, and yet be somebody who doesn't use the dark energies of the 8th house, doesn't fall prey to wrong, going off on a wrong tangent, using unethical means, is the meaning of the 8th number being the overall energies of the horoscope. If number 9 is the overall energies of the horoscope, then your ability to work with different people from different cultures across boundaries, across borders, and yet be religious, respecting gurus, respecting father, upholding the learnings of the guru and the father, and using the high experiences or high learning to gather experiences and use that to further your life force, is the driving force of your horoscope. If the number 10 is the driving force of your horoscope, then it means then focusing on your karma, working on your kriyaman karma. That means every karma that you do on a day-to-day basis has to be thought through, has to be with discipline, has to be with commitment, working with authorities, working with superiors, working with managers, and then working as a team. Being a good soldier, being a committed soldier is the driving energy of your horoscope. If number 11 is the driving force of your horoscope, then it means that you need to dedicate yourself to a large social cause at a world level, at a global level, rather than look at only domestic affairs or closer to your city or closer to your city or state. Here you need to look at a global problem, a global cause, working with your social network, working at a level where you are trying to give back to society. So look up at a worldly cause. It could be water, it could be climate change, it could be looking at working against casteism or differences in society, whatever appeals to you, whatever you feel ails the world, take up that as the core purpose of your life, make that as a driving force of your life, and you will find contentment, you will find respect, you will also know that your heart's desires and wishes also get fulfilled. If the number 12 is the driving force of your horoscope, then it means that working towards charity, working towards donations, attaching yourself to a goal where you are giving back to society, where you are not working for yourself but working for others, and a life of dedication, life of trying to help others who are the poorest of the poor and who can't fend for themselves, and being very spiritual in your means. Accept whatever comes to you, supreme energy gives to you, with a smile, with gratitude, and being thankful and keeping a smile on your face, and not indulging in something which is wasteful, is what the 12 number means as the driving force in your horoscope. So friends, look at overall what is the energy of your horoscope. Using that energy, try and propel yourself forward, because you will find that if you go against the driving force, what it represents in your horoscope, you will not feel the contentment, you will not feel the happiness. You will find that roadblocks come every now and then. You will find that you will hit upon a wall, and you will find that deep down the contentment is not there, the mental satisfaction is not there, and hurdles are there in your life. So identify the driving force in your life, try and work on that and try to make that as the driving force also for the purpose and the goals in your life, and you will find a life which is better lived and better legacy left behind also. So friend, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off.